At the start of the film, we'll see an imaginary city where all the elements, the people are made from air, water, cloud, and mud, live together in the same city. Today, a new fire couple has come into this city. It means that they're made up of the fire. They get a ticket to live in this city. But probably, this all will not be easy because the people of this city consider fire a danger. When they sit on a train, the fire lady mistakenly hits by the waterman. Her eye made of fire disappeared. The fireman gives his wife a wooden piece from which her eye was recreated. The biggest problem was how two different elements lived together. Nobody was ready to rent their houses to this fire couple. As I mentioned before that everyone considered them a danger. During this, the couple finds a broken building that was their big support in their difficult time. They consider it their house and begin to repair it. A very cute daughter named Amber joins their family. The fire couple was very happy to have her. They tell their daughter that the biggest power in their life and the truth is the blue flame. To keep it lightened and safe is your biggest responsibility. The story moves forward. After a while, they make this building a fireplace and create a general store that is only for the fire people. Time passes, and many other firemen started to live in this city, just like the family of Amber. In these years, Amber has also grown up. She helps her dad in the store. Both daughter and the father together make lava balls and chips from wood for their customers, which is a tasty snack for the fire people. But her dad was now growing old and not able to carry these responsibilities. So he puts the whole responsibility on Amber and tells her to run this store by now. This is the dream of our family. Never let it be broken. Everything was fine, Amber could do anything. But it was quite difficult to control her angry nature. If someone misbehaves with her, either a lot of customers come together and she bursts like a bomb in anger, spoiling everything. Her anger used to burn the whole store, and her anger has just burnt her store. Her dad makes her understand, "Oh, my daughter Amber, listen to me, sometimes there are some strange customers. To handle them after taking a long breath, you've to make a connection with them. Then everything will be fine." Amber understood this, so she opens the store with a new energy the next day. She has decided not to make any trouble and just work. You've to take a long breath and make a connection with people, just like my dad said. Even today, as usual, the crowd of customers makes her mad. She can't handle anything. She doesn't want to burn the store this time. After controlling her anger and putting a hand on her mouth, she runs towards the basement, where her patience level breaks. Her anger creates new trouble this time. All the pipes of the sewerage also burst because of her anger burst. And the water comes up in the whole basement. From this, the fire people were being threatened the most. From the same water, just like a ghost, a waterman named Wade comes in front of her. Unfortunately, he was a city inspector when he discovers extensive plumbing problems. After making its complaint, he goes to give it to his senior officer. From this, the fireplace of Amber could be shut down. What else Amber could do? Stop the inspector at any cost. This all was running into Amber's mind, and she begins to follow him without thinking anything. She gets into the train, but this train was a danger to her. The inspector goes a long way ahead. After getting out of the window of the train and making herself reach the inspector, she tries to take the complaint from him, but she was not successful. Finally, to stop the officer, giving herself a shape of a big monster from an oil, she tries to scare the inspector, but alas, she can't get him by now. After putting the complaint into the processor as he turns back, he hears the sounds of Amber. She was speaking after sitting at a place sadly that Dad will never be able to trust me again. The store will be closed by now. Listening to her sad story, Wade, an inspector, feels pity for her in his heart. For helping Amber, he makes a plan and takes Amber to a senior officer. When the senior doesn't listen to her, Amber can't control her anger here as well and burns everything. In this case, the senior, instead of helping her, sends the complaint to proceed further. Nothing could be done now. Tired and exhausted Amber, when reached home, all the customers have gone, and her old father was fixing the leakage. Seeing this all, her mom says, "The same will happen to us that happened earlier. Hearing this, Amber sadly asks, "Tell me, Mum, what worse happened before? If you want to know, then listen to me." First, we didn't live in this elemental city. We had our own city, where all the fire people used to live. Everyone has their own blue flames. One day, a storm destroyed everything. Your dad played with his life and saved his blue flame so that nothing like that could happen, and you get a better life. That's why he left his city and came here. After that, we never met our families to date. If this story ends, will end as well. Hearing this, Amber decides that she'll fix everything at any cost. The next day, she meets the inspector, Wade, and tells him about her problems. He takes her to a stadium with him. She was so busy watching the match that she doesn't listen to Amber, while the boss, Cloud, thinks that she is teasing her during the match. Meanwhile, both of them get angry, and the fight was about to start. In the meantime, Wade stops the fight and takes the attention of Cloud to her son, who was losing in the game. With his friendly nature, Wade takes everyone with him and encourages the player to win. Finally, he wins the match, and Inspector Cloud gets very happy. In this happiness, Wade talks to her and convinces her not to close the shop of Amber. After finding the reason for the leakage, he'll fix it. Later, they come to Amber's house and begin to think about the problem. Amber asks, "Stay, just tell me, from where did you come?" "Actually, I went to the dam to fix the water leakage. Suddenly, the water flow threw me into the tunnel. Later, I heard a sound of a loud explosion. Then I was here at your house." Hearing Wade, Amber comes to know that this water is coming from the dam. To fix it, they have to go to the dam, so Amber makes a fire balloon. On the way to the dam, they talk a lot. Suddenly, Amber gets sad to see a building. As Wade asks, she tells him that she liked this building a lot, but the water people never let her see this. This time, Amber was feeling a strange connection with Wade. She says, "How you can connect people with you. The whole stadium, I can't connect with a single customer. I can't talk to him even properly. You're quite changed." During this conversation, they reach the dam, where the flood comes once again. Seeing this, Amber gets worried about the fire town. With the help of cement packets near her, she begins to stop the water with Wade. They get succeeded in stopping the water. In this happiness, Wade tells her to make a promise that you'll come at 3.0 to meet me tomorrow. After making the promise, Amber comes back to the store. Now her anger was lessened, and she was able to deal with the customers well after meeting Wade. Probably it was the influence of his company. Later, they begin to meet on a daily basis. They watch the movie, walk together, and enjoy a lot. During this, they come close to each other. In these days, Wade again senses the trouble again, and he secretly manages to reach Amber's house. He begins to tell her the whole matter, that we need to take more packets of sand. Meanwhile, Amber's dad holds him, knowing that Wade is a sewerage inspector. Amber's dad was about to kill him. He instantly lies that he is a food inspector. In this way, he has to eat a lot of fire. Well, both of them collect a lot of sand so they could stop the dam water with the help of sand. They were doing this task. On a matter, Amber gets furious suddenly. Her anger melts the sand and makes it crystal. Seeing this, both of them have a new idea. Amber says, "I know what I need to do." They immediately go to the dam door that was broken. She turned the old sand lying there into a crystal with her fire. After making the crystal, she fixed the whole door. That was now even working. After coming home, she was quite happy. Her dad meets her and tells her that he is feeling a new change in her. "You begin to deal very well with everyone. This is so good, and just be like this. And always keep your goals at the top of your list." Listening to her dad's emotional words, Amber again remembers the same case, because of which their shop could be closed. Wade's boss hasn't finally told them about this, that Amber's shop will not be closed. To figure this out, she immediately goes to Wade's house. On the other hand, Amber's mom smells the love feelings of Amber. She chases her to know who that person is, with whom Amber loves. After going to his house, Amber finds out that a decision about the closure of her store has not yet been made. Nothing was known about the case. Amber had to take dinner with Wade's family. Amber enjoys herself there a lot, and after coming there, she gets good news. Wade's boss has finally ended the case from her shop. It means coming to Wade's house proves to be good for her. Suddenly, she minded something said by Wade's mom. She runs away from there. Wade doesn't understand what has happened to Amber. He asked and followed her, but Amber doesn't tell him anything. She had come to her house, where her mom sees Amber with a waterman, Wade. She says, Amber, stay away from him. He's a danger to you. Amber tells her, oh, Mom, relax. He's just a friend. Her mom tells her that I've smelled your feelings. Water and fire can't be friends. They can never get married. If you can't believe, then come, I'll prove it. She takes both of them to a special room. She puts strange water on both of them, then asks both of them to light a candle. Amber does this easily, but how could Wade, a waterman, could light it? He uses his wit and, with the power of his reflection, he finally lights the candle after taking Amber's light. Seeing this, Amber and his mom get much impressed. Here, the mother of Amber, who came to prove Amber wrong, she herself was proven wrong, because she sees their love quite true. During this time, Amber's dad calls her. If Amber's dad knew about the waterman, this could be a great difficulty. Both of them come out after hiding Wade. Here Amber's dad tells Amber that he is going to be retired from this shot within 2 days. Now the whole responsibility would be on Amber. She was getting much more, but probably she wasn't happy with this. But she has to manage this all. She goes to Wade's house so she can end this friendship. But Wade has a new intention. Wade wanted to show her the world of her dreams, where she couldn't go in her childhood. He makes a water bubble with the help of his boss, Cloud. With its help, Amber could live in the water for 20 minutes. Wade shows Amber the underground world. He shows her the buildings made in the water, a world totally new for Amber. Amber could never think that she'll come here. Her dream was going to be fulfilled. She was quite surprised and happy to see everything. They didn't know when these 20 minutes end up. The air bubble begins to end. Amber could die here and Wade plays at his life, but he takes Amber somehow out of the water and saves her. He wanted to seek forgiveness from Amber. That because of him, her life was going to be at risk. But Amber, in her happiness, can't listen to him. She says, oh Wade, what did I see? I can't believe it. Seeing her happy, Wade gets quite happy. He tells her why shouldn't they shake hands today? A mixture of water and fire could be dangerous. Amber doesn't agree, but at the behest of Wade, when both of them shake hands together. Surprisingly, both of them were not harmed. Soon, Amber realizes that they're doing it wrong. She can't come so close to Wade. She has a family that will never accept this, so she tells Wade that this is too much. This all can't go ahead. Our story is ended here. Saying this, she comes to her house. Her dad has arranged a party for her. He was going to hand over everything to Amber. Meanwhile, Wade comes there. He says, Amber, there could be thousands of reasons that we can't be together, but there is only one reason for us to be together. That is our love. I love you, Amber. While talking, Amber's dad comes to know that the leakage he had in his shop was because of no one else but Amber, his own daughter. He breaks a lot after hearing this all. Amber has broken all of his hopes. It means his fireplace wasn't at all safe in the hands of Amber. She has also touched a waterman. She has broken all the hopes of her dad. Her dad gets angry with her and left that place. That I'm not taking retirement now. Amber gets quite sad to know this. Why I can't become a good daughter? She comes to a bridge in this sorrow, and then she sees a damn gate that she fixed with a glass. Now, the big glass was also broken because of the flood. The water was now moving to destroy the city. The waterman there might not have any problem. But Amber was quite sad about the fire town. What else could she do alone? Soon, the whole water gets into the whole fire town. Now, there were no chances of anyone's survival. Her dad was worried about the blue flame. He tells Amber to save the blue flame at any cost. Amber puts all of her power to ensure that the water can't get into the shop. But she can't stop this. Meanwhile, Wade also comes to help her. She assigns Wade to stop the water with the door. She melts the sand and makes a crystal shield to save her blue flame. But the crystal was also broken somehow. Suddenly, a new flow of water takes everything in a room. Amber sees her blue flame blown up. She doesn't know that Wade has saved her blue flame. Now, small chamber in which they've come. Amber does not want the water to come there, so she melts the things there and closes this place. But now it has been quite hot here. It is quite difficult for Wade to stay there. She tells Wade you can go from the chimney, but that way ends up too, and Wade was stuck there as well. She tries a lot to make a path, but it was now too late. Wade was dying in front of her eyes. She finally tells Wade that I can't live without you. I love you, Wade. Saying this, both of them hug each other. The scene cuts and we're shown a city. The beautiful elemental city was now destroyed because of that flood. As the water ends, Amber's parents come to the shop. They find her. Amber sadly tells them that Wade has gone. Wade has saved me and my blue flame that has gone himself. Her mom was able to understand her sadness. Today, she was quite happy that she tells her dad everything. Dad, I never wanted to run this shop. I was doing this because of you. Her dad, after listening to her, tells her, Amber, this shop was never my dream. My dream was always you. You can do whatever you want to do. During that, they hear a water sound. They see that Wade was surprisingly alive. He was not dead at that time, but was evaporated because of the hotness. He became alive again at that time. Finally, both of them meet. This time, Amber's mom and dad also don't have any objection to their togetherness. Along with their meetup, the film ends.